13 seconds, they went down the field, tied the game.
We can just execute better, and that starts with me.
Sean McDermott's Buffalo Bills have never been this motivated ever before. The Buffalo Bills are extra motivated for this game is because of the activation of Dawson Knox. 12 personnel under Joe Brady with Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox for the first time here. And in my previous video, I'll link it above, we heard Dawson Knox speak about Dalton Kincaid and his progression, saying that he's a much better player now than what he was at the beginning of the year. Therefore, it should open up this offense even more, having them drooling before the snap. The Bills are getting healthier while the Chiefs are not. And another player that could very well make an appearance here today for the Buffalo Bills is Leonard Fournette, who went against the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, beating them 31-9. And we could see Leonard Fournette had 16 carries for 89 yards and a touchdown. He also had 4 receptions for 46 yards. Leonard Fournette could easily be deployed against the Kansas City Chiefs, who in the past has proved that he could dominate against. Look at all the injuries here. Isaiah Pacheco, Justin Ross also got suspended this week. I mean, so many injuries. Their starting left tackle, Donovan Smith, on an offensive line that has really already struggled in pass protection. Patrick Mahomes going against a motivated Von Miller in this entire defense under Sean McDermott. And Drew Tranquil is out. Brian Cook was just placed on IR. Now Nick Bolton, who was on IR, was practicing this week, is going to play against the Buffalo Bills, which is a huge upgrade. He does have a cast on his wrist, but we heard Chris Jones even say Nick Bolton can line his guys properly, and he was excited to get him back into the lineup.
I'm excited to have my linebacker back. It's my linebacker, man. I'm so excited to have him back. I know he makes a huge difference for this defense. His leadership, his play calling, his adjustments to the game. He does a tremendous job for us.
Another reason why the Buffalo Bills are motivated is because of the Von Miller news. And I know for certain that Von Miller is probably going to be going out there with zero fear of his ACL. Maybe this is exactly what Von Miller needed to get over that injury, to get over that hump and fear of re-injuring that knee. I think Von Miller is going to come out not worried at all about his ACL, and he's going to come out to try to prove everyone wrong. Yes, Von Miller doesn't have a sack yet this season, but I think against Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs here on a grass field, may I add, and we all know how Von Miller feels about turf, I think Von Miller could easily come out and have multiple sack day. When you look at Bill Belichick and all the scandals, whether it was Spygate or Deflategate or whatever it was, at the end of the day, it ultimately brought that team together and ultimately was the driving source for getting them to the Super Bowl. This article states here that Deflategate is over, so why won't the Patriots let it go? Robert Kraft said that these scandals, and particularly here Deflategate, that was handed out by the NFL energized our fans, and it also served to motivate the team's players. This article stating that Spygate provided motivation for the Patriots. Robert Kraft addressed it again, saying from the owner to the front office to the coaches to the players, it helped bring everyone even more together. And beyond that, Bill Belichick and his players seem to be enjoying running up that score, leaving his starters in for longer than necessary, or trying for needless late touchdowns. That kind of thing happened in the 52-7 thrashing of Washington, and it happened against Dallas, the second best team the Patriots had faced that season, when New England scored with 23 seconds left in the game to add 7 points in their 48-27 victory. And we can see this article by Bills Wire, even Micah Hyde calling this week's hit piece on Sean McDermott an absolute low blow. We heard Sean McDermott say it was an attack on his character. We now know exactly all the baggage that the author had. In my previous video, we discussed the hypocrisy of everyone wanting to remain anonymous but blame McDermott for not taking accountability, but not taking accountability themselves for these comments. And we could see down here exactly why this author feels the way he feels about this organization. Micah Hyde said, I think it's a low blow to question Sean McDermott's character. So for guys to do that, it's kind of messed up in my eyes. I'm pro Sean McDermott. The author, who I refuse to mention his name, was writing his own site in 2020. He's a Salamanca native, Western New York native. He went to St. John Fisher College before transferring to Syracuse. He was a beat writer for the Green Bay Packers for 4 years and then a 1-year stint with the Buffalo News, and then wrote as a feature writer on the Bleacher Report that ended when Bleacher Report magazine was shut down. He even co-hosted an episode of the One Bills Live in 2019, the year that supposedly Sean McDermott upset people about his 9/11 speech. And supposedly he's a liar too, because he's emphasized that his reporting and interviewing sources are a driving factor of his writing. But we saw his statement in that opening clip declaring that Sean McDermott doesn't take accountability. That wasn't from any other source other than himself writing that. And he says that his feelings towards being granted less and less access by the NFL or teams for interview requests, and that he tries to circumvent that system. The Buffalo Bills, other NFL teams, and player agents are not allowing him to talk to the players because they understand that he has a malice intent behind it. He had a close relationship with the fired GM Doug Whaley and also former Bills personnel director Jim Manos. So the author clearly has a biased opinion of the Buffalo Bills organization because they're not allowing him access anymore because of his comments and interviews and misinformation about players and their statements. Sean McDermott is motivated. Clearly an attack on my character was how he categorized it. And then Brandon Beane talking about it too, saying that he went to the meeting yesterday to see how Sean McDermott addressed the team, and he said that McDermott was very authentic and he thought that the guys all saw and felt that, and they know Sean for who he is. This was a premeditated attack not only on Sean McDermott, but it was an attack on the Buffalo Bills as well as the players on this football team. Even Andy Reid this week, who Sean McDermott worked with for many years in Philadelphia, said that Sean McDermott is one heck of a person.
I can just tell you Sean McDermott's a heck of a human being, so that's what I do know.
And the timing of it, bringing up a story all the way back in 2019, bringing up supposed interview with a coach that you had back in June, and really releasing the story right now during a week in which Von Miller gets national media for his allegations, knowing that this is clearly the most important game for the Buffalo Bills this season. Point here is that it instilled an attitude that the players, the coaches, the owner all came together in this moment. And let's just remind you, their moment was a little bit different than ours. I mean, being caught cheating versus maybe a miscommunication. Everyone that surrounds Sean McDermott and has surrounded Sean McDermott all throughout his coaching career know the character behind Sean McDermott. When you listen to Sean McDermott specifically taking accountability, and when an article gets published like this that is so far from the truth, I really think it's going to rile up the troops, and everyone is going to be fighting together to make a name for themselves. But the facts are the Buffalo Bills are clearly more motivated going into this game than the Kansas City Chiefs, meaning that this game is much more important to us, plus all the baggage and fake news that got released this week on the Buffalo Bills regarding Sean McDermott, the unfortunate allegations against Von Miller. Von Miller's not going to be thinking anything about that ACL. I think he's definitely going to be trying to go out there to dominate. And the facts are Spygate, Deflategate, and stories like this that surround an NFL football team tend to motivate the players, the coaches, the owners, everyone on that football field. Sean McDermott coming off a bye week, having more time to prepare, is 6-0 coming off a bye week, which is absolutely huge. Josh Allen is completely dominant in Arrowhead. I know for certain the Buffalo Bills, the fans, the players, the coaches, everyone is more motivated than ever before to get this thing right, to go win 5 games in a row, get into the playoffs, and we all know if Buffalo gets in the playoffs, we are the most dangerous team in the NFL and could very well win the Super Bowl. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit like, subscribe for future content. I'm releasing videos each and every single day. I will be live during every single game, including today. Hope you guys consider coming and joining me, popping in the chat. But again, you guys are all the freaking best. I swear BNC attracts the best within Bills Mafia. Ignore the noise. Ignore the haters that don't even pay attention to the team or Sean McDermott's comments. Listen to the players that surround McDermott. Listen to the coaches that surround McDermott and the real facts. Bills are healthier than ever, and we have all this extra motivation going against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this is going to be a big game for Bills Mafia, a game in which we can prove all our doubters wrong. Believe and go Bills.